Look, I think like from my lens and what I see on a day to day is a lot of businesses have some great clients. Don't get me wrong. And as we come out of this whole COVID era, moving forward, when people are trying to collect money that's been owed for the last 3 or so years, there has to become a point in time where you draw the line in the sand and say, look, I actually need to collect this.
Hello everyone and welcome to Knowledge is Power segment 2. Today I have the privilege of having Sam Braithwaite from Professional Collections with me, and I feel very honoured. He's flown down from Queensland to be my very special guest and just explain what his business does and how very different his business interacts with companies and consumers in Australia compared to others in his industry. All over to you, Sam.
Thanks for that, Chanel. It's great to be here, and it's a lovely day in Sydney today. It's pretty hot, but it's great to be here and have a chat. I think that you and I do some very important work together, and I think it's great to get that information out to everyone who wants to see it, I guess.
Yeah, brilliant. Sam, one thing I must say is dealing with your company and your staff, as well as what I found, the way you help your customers, whether it's businesses or whether it's the consumer that you're having to deal with. It's astounding, how well you'll manage to communicate and really see the customer through the journey.
No, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we definitely try our best to do so. Because I guess what we do is, the olden sense of debt recovery in even 10 years ago is very different to what we do. Back, obviously I wasn't in it 10 years ago, but from all accounts, previous debt recovery strategies were very narrow-minded and focused just on the end goal of just obtaining the money, which is absolutely where we're concerned about collecting our clients' money for them. But if we can provide positive financial solutions for the debtors or the people in financial crisis, it's a win-win for everyone. So why wouldn't we try and do that?
100%. Back in the day, it was like, give me your money.
Yeah.
And what I found with the way you'll interact is you'll truly try to you'll never give financial advice, but you give sort of solutions.
Correct.
That suit the customer. It's not one glove fits all.
Yeah.
Now, this segment's about knowledge is power. If there's anything you can say to a business that's struggling with invoices not being paid and they're worried about cash flow, what's the advice you would give to a business? Other than come to you guys and have a conversation?
Look, I think from my lens and what I see on a day to day is a lot of businesses have some great clients, don't get me wrong. And as we come out of this whole COVID era, moving forward, when people are trying to collect money that's been owed for the last 3 or so years, there has to become a point in time where you draw the line in the sand and say, look, I actually need to collect this. I find that a lot of the time I get people calling me up and saying, hey, look, I've decided to collect my debts, but now I've got, for the last 3 years, X amount of dollars that I can't collect because, A, B, and C people have gone into liquidation or they're, customers bankrupt. So my advice is just have a chat to someone like me or someone in our industry and see how we can assist, see what the warning flags are. So there is red flags, I think, for customers who aren't paying.
Yeah.
And it's critical to be able to identify those as early as possible, because then you can employ someone like yourself, to refinance their debtors or, assist them with whatever
100%.
cash flow crisis is going on. So I think it's absolutely critical to reach out and talk to people about what's going on.
I find, and happy for you to tell me if my way of thinking is off, but what I found is that companies that are struggling, the first thing they do is, we need a loan.
Yeah.
We need to manage cash flow, so let's get a loan. What they don't understand is the more loans that they apply for, it impacts them
Yeah.
because their credit report ends up looking, crazy with all these applications.
Yeah.
And you can't see if they've been accepted or not based on inquiries. What I actually feel should happen is they should actually see what their current revenue is, outstanding invoices, and reach out to a company like yours so you can actually get them paid so they don't have to seek a loan because they've actually got the money there.
Yeah.
They just need to get it,
Yeah, absolutely.
So do you think that, because this is knowledge is power, what can we do? I'm happy to assist in any way I can, but what can we do to actually get businesses to really look at operationally what they're doing wrong?
That's a really good question. And it's hard for me to sit here and say, if you're a business owner, you need to do this, that, and the other, because everyone's position's obviously going to be different. I find, for example, the construction industry at the moment, invoice terms is a big thing. You have some people coming to you with 90-day invoice terms. All it takes is one person not to pay one invoice, and then my client might not be able to pay X, Y, and Z people down the track. So it can be a really big domino flow-on effect.
Yeah.
So it's great to reach out to lawyers as well to review their terms.
Yeah.
And look, we can absolutely help with that. We've got partners in law firms and whatnot that can assist with reviewing of invoice terms, invoice dates, etc. Because I feel like long invoice dates, when needed, are great. However, like I said, it only takes one person not to pay for that big domino flow-on effect to happen.
Yeah.
But that's one aspect in a wide variety of things that I don't know you could look at to improve cash flow, I guess.
Yeah.
Collecting debts obviously is what we do. That's our number one thing. But yeah, other questions?
I think it's good that you've flagged that it's a domino effect.
Yeah.
What I must say is the way that you'll deal with the companies as well as the people you're trying to collect the debt from, you're never afraid to reach out to me. And, I must commend you all on that because some businesses think they know it all.
Yeah.
I know I come across many businesses that they don't want to listen or they don't want to be open to the idea that processes can change and should change. So when you do actually reach out and give me transparency over it, there's always an avenue. There's always an avenue out.
Exactly.
So look, if we can just empower a few people watching this to reach out for assistance. If you're struggling with your business and it's cash flow and you've got debtors that don't pay you, reach out to a company like yours.
Yeah.
You're more than willing to see what can be done. And if it's a matter of a twofold scenario where they need cash flow to operate the business and finance, as well as debtors to pay, they can reach out to both of us.
Exactly.
Like, there's so many options and avenues. And when it comes to the debtors, they can always, depending on their circumstance, get themselves out of a pickle where they feel debt collectors are sort of on their case and there's no way out.
Yeah.
So what's your advice to the consumers you deal with?
The consumers.
Ignore it, ignore the letters, ignore the phone calls, or...
Well, okay, so this is what, and I'll start preface with saying that a lot of our debtors on our books become our clients because of what we were saying before about reaching out. So a client might come to me and they might have 10 debtors, right? We'll get on the phone to the debtors and they'll tell us things that they won't tell you as their client, right?
Yeah.
Because they're too afraid. There's two reasons usually why the invoices haven't been paid. And that's number one, because there's been an issue, you've done something wrong, or the job was, not done correctly, et cetera, et cetera. Or number two, they can't because, cash flow problems, financial issues, other circumstances, right? They are more inclined to tell us this than they are to you. For some reason, they feel as if they can speak to us, I guess, because we're taking it to the next level, I guess.
Yeah.
When we get involved, it's a third party. They go, oh my goodness, we've got a debt collector calling us. We need to explain to them what's happening. And at that point in time, we can get a better picture and understanding of the situation at hand, how we can help. And then that's easy for us to say, hey, look, are you happy for us to pass your details on to someone who could possibly assist you out of this situation?
Yeah.
And that's as easy just to get on the phone to you and say, hey, look, I've got this person, this is issues. Do you know anyone who can help him if you can't? And 9 times out of 10, there's always a solution.
Yeah.
Which is great.
I think that's the key, right? Everyone listening to this, there's always a way out.
Yeah,
there's
absolutely.
Always a solution. And nothing is so terrible it can't be fixed. Sometimes you might not want to hear the answer and what the solution is, but there's always a solution.
Yeah.
As opposed to just bury your head in the sand and pray that it goes away.
Yeah.
Don't ignore things. Learn about what you can do, and don't be scared to answer the phone to a debt collection company.
Yeah, the worst thing you can do is,
Yeah, because you've got some like your company, Professional Collections, that will actually help and assist. So, it's the fear of answering that phone call. But just once you get over that hurdle, there are companies that will give you solutions.
See, it's so much better just to get on the phone and be transparent and have that conversation. Because if you don't, then how are we supposed to know what's going on? How are we supposed to provide solutions and, fix the issue? I think that working with a company like us to collect the debt that you owe is, obviously it's not the best thing in the world to have a debt collector calling you. However, for example, if you're a company and you've got serious downturn issues and it's not necessarily a quick fix of a finance out of it, we do a lot of work with like liquidators and administrators who can do informal restructures for companies, just have a open chat about how they can assist, change operations to, maximize cash flow, get rid of the creditors.
And I love the fact that you just mentioned that, because it's something that I want to flag. You can be a normal collections company and just chase debt, but you're far from that. You've got partners within the legal framework to assist, on the legal aspect. You have partners in insolvency action, to really restructure a company or look at other options. So it's not like you'll just literally put them in this little box and that's all you're going to offer. And I think that's a key differentiator between your company and others. Would you agree?
Absolutely. I think there's a serious stigma around debt recovery and insolvency. When I say insolvency, I mean there shouldn't be any shame in talking to a debt collector or talking to someone who can informally restructure your company and help you out, because no one's perfect, right? You aren't, I'm not. There's no reason why you shouldn't be talking to people to help in these situations.
100%. And I think that anyone that says they've never been in a position where they've struggled with finances is honestly lying.
Yeah.
It's only through tough times and having to learn about your financial position and what you can afford and what you can't afford that you actually move forward and don't make the same mistakes 9 times out of 10. So again, the fact that we both of our companies are very much about empowering people, empowering businesses, do the right thing and help them move forward.
Yeah.
I think that's why I'm so blessed to have you a part of the Wardle journey.
Yeah, it's great.
And, the fact that you also know that Score Up, the other company, can actually fix other issues to really move your clients on. And obviously help you recover the debt from the companies that you represent.
Well, it's a win-win-win.
It is
a win-win-win. Our clients get paid, the debtors sorted out of their financial issue, and I get paid. Win-win-win.
So, look, thank you, Sam. You've flown down from Queensland. I could not be more grateful. And I just look forward to more success for your company, because you'll honestly try and do the right thing every time. And you aren't afraid to actually learn as well. I know I'm constantly growing and learning, because the industry changes every month sometimes with new releases and what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing. But the fact that both of us stand for helping the end person or business or party, I'm just grateful that we're sort of doing it together.
No, I agree. It's great. Awesome. Thanks for having me on, Chanel.
Bye.